What's going on, nation? I'm Scott from MuscularStrength.com, and today we're going to talk about some recovery tips, but more specifically, how to recover faster and stay loose when it comes to high-frequency squatting. As you all know, I've been training with my full body program for a few months now, and between squatting 3 days a week and spending the majority of each day sitting at a desk, editing and answering emails and comments, my hips have started to really bother me, especially during my warm-up sets for squats. Now, if you have your notifications turned on, you most likely saw my community post where I asked you guys if you wanted to see more videos on flexibility, mobility, stretching, and trigger point release, and the engagement was actually through the roof. Seems like I'm not the only one feeling a bit tight lately. And in that post, I linked to a complete foam roller tutorial to show you guys how to loosen up various parts of your body, not just your legs. So if you missed it, I will link to that video in the end screen of this video. And to be honest, guys, that was my go-to for a while now. I would foam roll my IT bands, glutes, quads, inner thighs, and hamstrings before squatting and in between the first few sets until the pain was gone, or at least bearable without an injury. So if you have hip pain when squatting, all you have to do is 1 to 2 sets of 15 to 20 seconds of these 5 exercises, and then repeat the same warm-ups between your sets as well. In fact, if more of you took advantage of rolling between sets, I bet you would find that your squat strength would increase much faster for the very reason that it's a lot easier to get deeper into a warm muscle than it is a cold one to help it loosen up. So now we're going to go over some foam roll exercises. And exercise 1 is going to be for the glutes. And all you're going to do is sit on the roller and move your entire body up and down until the roller reaches your lower back at the top and your hamstring at the bottom. Exercise number 2 is for hamstrings. So once you're done with the glutes, begin to roll from the bottom of your glutes to basically under your kneecap and repeat this motion slowly going back and forth for 15 to 20 seconds. For exercise 3, we're going to attack the quads. And for this, you're basically going to do the same range you did for hamstrings, except now you're moving from your kneecap to the top of your hip and then repeating again in a slow and controlled manner. For exercise 4, we're going to be targeting your inner thighs. And this can be a bit more tricky than the other ones, guys. You have to lay almost across the roller so you can get deep into your inner thigh. But once in place, you're going to move up and down the entire inner thigh in a slow and controlled way. And the last exercise, exercise 5, is for the hips. And this is the most important and usually the most painful exercise for me. But what you're going to do is roll from basically your waist to your knee, all while staying vertical on the roller. Now, it might take some time to learn how to balance properly here, but basically, if you're doing it and doing it right, it should hurt. And of course, guys, remember to do both sides of every muscle, even if the other side doesn't hurt or doesn't feel tight. Also, you might not have to repeat all 5 warm-ups between all your squat sets, but definitely do the 1 or 2 that's going to be the most beneficial for you. In my case, I'm hitting both sides of my hips and my glutes in between every set of my squats, or at least until I don't feel any more pain. But to be completely honest, my main intention with yesterday's post was to see if you guys would be interested in learning about a new therapy ball I've been using for the past month called the Flux Vibration Therapy Ball. Now, I'm just going to come right out and tell you guys that yes, this company did reach out to me to test their product. It was right around the time my hip pain was becoming a daily nuisance from all the volume of squatting 3 days a week, and I thought it was perfect timing. But what exactly is the difference between this ball and foam rolling that makes it better? Well, guys, when it comes to mobility, the Flux Ball does have the therapeutic nature of like a standard lacrosse ball, but what the main difference is it has a vibrational component that takes it to a whole new level. Yeah, I mean, you can get pretty deep with your standard massage ball or foam roller, but the Flux Ball incorporates constant vibrations that add to the experience and allow you to truly get in there and reach those deep muscle knots and built up scar tissue. But the biggest difference for me, honestly, is that when I find a trigger point, which is basically one of those patches that feels particularly tight, which you can see my face in this shot right here, you can stay on it for like 20 to 30 seconds until you slowly feel the knot softening and the muscle lengthening. This is because the vibration is doing that. And if you just lay on top of a foam roller or a standard massage ball, nothing's really happening. All you can do is really move back and forward. What I also like is that the ball has 3 vibration settings. So once you find that trigger point, you can stay on top of it and then push the button to increase the amount of vibration to try to loosen things up a bit more. As for recovery, my workouts are usually hardcore, which means my recovery takes at least 2 to 3 days, especially when it comes to lower body due to all the squatting. But with the Flux Ball, I can cut the recovery time in half. Yes, DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness, is part of the recovery process. But guys, most people are fooled into believing that all the soreness they feel is muscle soreness. But the truth is that DOMS is the soreness of the connective tissue that surrounds your muscle and is usually a sign of not training frequently enough. However, with the Flux, I can increase blood flow to the areas of my body that feel sore, which leads to more oxygen and nutrients going into the muscles, which can lead to a faster recovery. And to get a bit more specific, think about the body in layers. It goes skin, fat, connective tissue, muscle, and then bone. But getting past the fat and the fascia and right into the muscle cannot always be achieved with standard massage balls or foam rollers, which is why the vibration therapy of the Flux allows for deeper penetration and targeted muscle release. So if you're training hard and foam rolling really isn't doing its justice anymore, why don't you check out the Flux, guys? I'll post a link to it in my pinned comment below. I even have a code for 15% off. And even if you don't need one, it's the perfect gift for somebody who's into fitness and trains really hard. They will certainly benefit from having it. Now, quite a few of you also left comments asking for mobility and stretches you can do with just body weight and even some quick routines you can do before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning. So if body weight warm-ups sound like something you would like to see some videos dedicated to, the best way to let me know is to go down and smash that like button. In fact, it's actually a really good mobility drill for your thumb, so definitely take advantage of that. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys. Go.